What is going on, guys? This is your boy Astrum Sensei and welcome to this brand new mini-series on basic melee combat in Unreal Engine 5, and you can also follow this in Unreal Engine 4 if you're still using Unreal Engine 4 for some reason. In this series we are going to be taking a look at how to do basic attacking animations, basic combos, basic hit detection, and also hit reactions. So that will be all that we're going to be covering. The entire series is already fully on Patreon by the time you see this on YouTube. So if you want instant access to everything, check out Patreon because that's where the stuff is going to be. And without further ado, let us get started. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is which animations I'm going to be using for this tutorial. Now, I got these off of the marketplace and they are very cheap. So yeah, you can either get any animations you want, or you can go to mixamo.com and download animations, convert them for the Unreal skeleton and all of that stuff. I've already covered that so many times, so I'm not going to do it again. I will put a link to a video that I did previously on this topic, so you can check it out if you need to. But anyway, we want to go to the content drawer, dock it in the layout, and I want to show you the animations. So it's ARPG Warrior animations, and here they all are. So mainly we're only going to be using the attack animations, so I want to show you the attack animations. So if you put it in the level and press play, you can see that it's root motion. For this tutorial you can use animations that are not root motion, but I would really recommend having root motion in your animations because that's what moves the character forward when they actually move. So yeah, get animations with root motion, or if you're animating, make sure to animate the root bone. The walking animations don't have to be root motion. We're not going to be touching that, just the attacking animations. I prefer root motion, but it's not really required. So these animations, they do use the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for attack, then get all of the attacking animations, right click, retarget animation assets, duplicate and retarget. And over here in the IK retargeter, I'm going to select Unreal Engine 4 Mani to Unreal Engine 5 Mani, and the folder, which is going to be the content, I'm just going to put it in the ARPG Warrior folder. So now you just hit retarget and the animations will actually all be perfect. So you can see they all work perfectly. You know, I had to retarget because this pack, I got it from another account and I don't have the password anymore to download it. So yeah, I just migrated it from another project. If you download it these days, it's probably going to have the Unreal Engine 5 version, so you might not need to do this. But anyway, after you have retargeted the animations, I want to right click on all of them selected, asset actions, bulk edit via property matrix, and we are going to enable root motion. So enable root motion, and also force root lock. This is not really 100% necessary, but for this animation pack, I prefer it. So anyway, now we have all of the animations ready for the attacking. We're probably not going to be using all of those, but still nice to have them. Now we want to code the attacking so that when you press the left mouse button, your character is going to play the attacking animation. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to project settings. And over here, there's the input button or category. Then in the action mappings, press plus, new action mapping. I'm just going to call it attack. And you can just either press on this one and then press whatever button you need, or you can search for it over here. So left mouse button. There we go. Now, with that done, we want to go to the character itself, the character blueprint, and we need to do that when we press that input that we've just created. So if you open the character in the event graph, you know, the character is in the blueprints folder, by the way. You probably have your own character blueprint if you're making a project seriously, but still, yeah, this is good for learning purposes. Anyway, you want to right click, search for attack, and there you go, input action attack. Now when you press the attack button, what we're going to do is we're going to play montage, and for now we're just going to use one animation. So over here you have the mesh. We want to tell it which mesh to play the montage on. So that's the mesh itself, which is the character mesh, and also montage to play. Now we have these animations, but they are not actually montages. So I'm just going to select like a random animation. So probably just the first one, right click, create anim montage. And now the anim montage is ready. So over here, if you have the animation selected, you can press this button to just insert it, or you can open this and search for it. And actually, if you press compile and hit play, it's probably gonna work. So you can see, but you can like interrupt it whenever you want to. And also there's one more thing with this animation pack. It doesn't really work with the IK that comes with the Unreal Engine 5 mannequin. So I'm gonna have to go and disable that, but if you are using other animations, it's not gonna be a problem for you. So there's that. So I'm gonna go to characters, mannequin, Unreal Engine, no, just mannequins, and then animation blueprint Manny, which is the one we're using right now. Despite having Quinn is just a child actor. You go to the anim graph, and this is the one we want to deactivate, so just plug this straight in there. And now if you press play, you can see that the leg movement actually works now. And the animation is not that great, but still it's good for testing and prototyping, so that's great. So anyway, I'm gonna close the animation blueprint, and we want to be able to not really interrupt this with another attack, because right now you can just spam this and it sucks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a boolean. So go to variables, press this plus button, and I'm gonna call this attacking, and then get attacking, right click, branch, and then connect attacking to the branch. And when you press, you check if you are attacking. If you are not attacking, we will play the animation montage. But before that, we're going to drag out of here and we're going to set attacking to be true. So now we will set this boolean to be true when we attack the first time. And then once we play the montage, we are not going to be setting this back to false unless we have completed the animation or we have interrupted the animation with something else other than attacking. So if you press play now, you can see that it doesn't happen. It doesn't let you attack more than once, so that's great. So now it works and you can attack only once. But what if you actually need to just have more than one animation? So we are going to be doing that actually. So it's going to be a combo. Since we have, multiple attacking animations, we have combo 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just 4 of them. So we have 4 attacking animations. We're going to have to implement all of them. So we have combo 1, we already have like attack 1, we have the animation montage for that. So I'm going to select the 3 other ones, right click, create anim montage, and now we have montages for all of them. Now I'm going to go back to the character blueprint and like over here, the montage to play, we want to specify a different montage each time you attack. So I'm going to create another variable and I'm going to call this one attack count. And this one is going to be an integer. And we're going to get attack count, increment it. So increment, it will add 1 whenever this one is hit. So this is better than the add in this case, since we are only going to be adding 1 each time. So each time it plays the montage, we are going to be increasing the attack count to be like right at the start of the play montage. We're going to increase the attack count, so that's great. And after that, we are going to be using a thing called select node. So select nodes will let you choose between different options that you have. So for the montage, we are going to be just dragging out using this select node. And the select node is supposed to look like this. It's a pitchfork. There is another one, but this is the one that we need. So this will select based on a variable, a condition. So you can either use like booleans, or if you undo, you can use the attack count, which is exactly what we need. Since we have 4 animations, I'm just going to add pins until there are 4 of them. And you can see over here, that we have like the choice to just put 4 animations. So for option 0, we're going to put attack 1, option 1, attack 2, option 2, attack 3, and option 3 is going to be attack 4. And it's probably going to work now, but there will be an issue. So if you go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see that there's a problem, and it's the fact that you cannot really like do it immediately because it won't let you attack until the animation is completed. So we are going to be disconnecting this one, and instead what we are going to be doing is we're going to be setting it to false if it's not really completed, but if it reaches a certain point in the animation, other than the fact that it's it's interrupted. So we want to go and create a point inside of the animation that will it will set this to false, but it's not really the uncompleted, because you want to be able to attack at some point in the animation, but not really like when it's over. So over here we have these montages. I'm going to open the first one, and then we want to choose the point where it will let you attack again after the first attack in the combo. So it's after she's done swinging. Over here, you're going to be able to attack again. So notify, right click, add notify, new notify, and I'm going to call it can attack again. And now I'm going to copy this one and then go back to the second animation montage. And we want to choose that point over here again. So after she's done swinging, paste it over here, and then go to the third animation. You hit and paste it over here. So this is the point where the player should be able to go and hit the attack button again before the end of the animation. And if the end of the animation comes, the combo is going to reset. So this is the window that you have to do the next attack. And then we have the third one. There we go. It's this point, but you know, since this is the last animation, wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Since this is the last animation, you should, like, if you'd like, you can actually disable the part where, like, you could put it at the end if you want to have the player become slower after the last attack, but I'm just going to place it over here. We did add the notify, but we didn't really specify what to do with it. So we should go back to the animation blueprint again and specify. So it's animation blueprint mani, and inside of the event graph, we need to just search for the animation notify. So can attack again, event anim notify can attack again. We're going to cast to third person character, and the object we should just copy get owning actor, and over here we're gonna search for set attacking, and it's gonna be false. So now, you know, when they reach the anim notify, this is gonna be set to false, which is exactly what we need. And uninterrupted, it should be the same, so that's okay. But you know, if the attack is interrupted by something else, you probably want to set the attack count back to 0 because you want to reset the combo. And also uncompleted, it should also set the attack count back to 0, so that's okay. And I think we should be good. Let's give it a try and see if it works. There's probably something missing. So I can tell you what's missing, and it's the fact that we have uninterrupted over here, and when the attack is interrupted, we set it back to attacking, like we set it to not attacking, and we reset the combo, and that's not what we want, because interrupting the animation with an attack animation shouldn't do that. You have two options, which is to use a retriggerable delay, which will give it time after it's interrupted, and each time you attack, it will retrigger the delay. So this delay, I'm going to make it 2.5 seconds, which will give the character enough time to play whatever animation. You know, I would usually just check whatever the longest animation is over here and then make it a little bit longer than that. Like just a little bit. But still, you know, this is going to work. It's not going to be a problem for now since we don't have any other actions. But you can see that you have a combo system and it's looking perfect. So yeah, that's just great. So guys, that was it for the first video in my melee combat series. In the next video, we are going to be detecting hits onto the next enemy. So in this video, we are going to be taking a look at how to do hit detection for when you hit the attack button during the swing. We need to detect hits so that the player can like damage the enemy or another player. So yeah, this is what we are going to be doing in this video. But before we get started, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And also let us get started with the tutorial. So once we play the attack animation, we want to be able to detect damage more than once during the swing. So we are going to be focusing on that right now. But the way we do this is not really with a notify, but instead with something called a notify state. Because if you use a normal notify like this one, it's going to happen only once. So yeah, just at one point in the animation, and that could actually also work. But if you use a notify state, it's going to detect it as long as the character is swinging. So we are going to be doing that actually. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the third person character blueprints, and I'm going to be using this folder to make our new notify state. So right click, blueprint class, all classes, search for notify state, and here it is. So just select it. I call it NS hit detection, and this one you can open it and you can see that it's empty. Before we actually work on the function itself, let me show you how it works. So if we go to the anim montage of the first attack and right click, add notify state, and we have the one that we have just created. So anim ns hit detection. So this is more of a window rather than something that happens only once. So for example, you can set a start, which is when she starts swinging, and an end when she's done swinging. And you can see that, you know, the anim notify covers all of this instead of this one, which happens only once. So if we go back to the anim notify, we can go to functions, and we are going to override, and you're going to use receive notify tick. And this is basically an event tick that's happening during the notify. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to cast to the character. And when we cast to the character, we are going to play the hit detection function. So yeah, and we still didn't have, like, we still haven't created that, so don't worry about that. So right now I'm just going to cast to third person character. And the object is the mesh comp. I think, does it work? Yeah, it does. Okay. And then before the return node, we should be playing the hit detection function. So let's go and create that. And what's wrong here? So this one actually doesn't work as I thought. I think for object, we should get owner. Yeah, actor get owner. Yeah, it's from this one actually, from this get owner, and connect it like this. And it shouldn't have any errors once you compile it. Anyway, as the third person character, we need to make the function. So let's just go to the third person character and to functions, create a new function. And I'm going to call this one hit detect and compile. Now we can go back to our animation notify state. And if we also compile here and drag out of as third person character, we can now get the hit detect function, which is perfect. But this hit detect function is actually empty because we still didn't do anything with it. But still, you know, this is as much as we need to do when it comes to putting stuff in the animation notify, I guess. But if we go back to the third person character, we need to start detecting damage. So what we're gonna do is hit detect. We're gonna sphere trace for objects, and the start is going to be get actor location, or what we can do if we want it to be on the character's hand, we can get the mesh, get socket location, and the socket name is going to be hand R. And if you want to make sure of the socket name, just go to mesh and go to the skeletal mesh, go to the skeleton, and you can see over here you have a lot of bones. So the one we want is hand R, so we just want to make sure that it's accurate. Here it is, hand underscore R. So I typed it perfectly. So now the start and the end are both the same location, which is the hand's location, and the radius, we can make it something like 50. Object types, we want to make array and select that we want it to be a pawn, so we're looking for characters. And drop debug type, we're going to make it for duration, so this is going to show us that it's detecting damage. So if we go and hit play and try it out, you can see that it happens. It actually detects for, like, it looks for something to detect and damage, which is exactly what we needed. So what we need now is to detect a different character and then destroy that actor if it actually detects them. So from out hit, we are going to break hit result, which will give you many options for the actor that you have detected. And hit actor, you want to drag out of this one and cast to third person character. So we're going to be looking specifically for third person characters since we do not have enemy actors yet. So we're still going to go with a copy of us once we are, you know, fighting enemies. And then if it actually detects them, it will go with this one. If it fails at finding anyone, it will, or if it finds someone but it's not this type of actor, it's going to be cast failed. And as third person character, we're going to just destroy actor for now and connect it to this one. So I think if we just create, like, just put this on over here and hit play and try to actually hit them, you can see that it's actually destroyed them. And that is exactly what we need. So now that we have done that, the last thing we need to do is we need to go to the entire, like, all of those animations and put in our anim notify state inside of them. So I'm just going to close the other tabs and keep the animation tab. I'm going to copy this one, go to asset browser, and you can see the blue ones are the montages, and we have only 4 montages, so it's going to be easy to copy them. So when she starts the swing, I'm going to paste it, and when she's done swinging, I'm going to end it. And make sure that can attack again. You know, usually the case with combat animations is can attack again is right after the hit detection. So there we go. This is when she starts swinging, we paste. And then when she's done swinging, can attack again happens. And yeah, that's perfect. Now for the last one, this is where she starts swinging, I guess. Yeah, it's over here. So we paste and all the way there. Yeah, I think we're going to be done swinging a little bit sooner for this one. Since it's the last one, it doesn't really happen right after. But yeah, for now, it should be perfect. So we have all of those animations. And you can see that for the third one, it's actually, it's like she hits with her left hand and not really her right hand because it's supposed to have a shield. So I'm going to go and edit that real quick. So over here for socket name, we can just select and use the attack count. And we have 4 animations, so I'm going to make 4 pins. For all of them, it's going to be hand R, except for the one that hits with her left hand. So for this one, I'm going to paste it, but I'm going to replace R with L and hit compile. Actually, no, I think I messed up. We're going to add one more pin. We're going to copy hand L to the option 3 and then copy hand R to option 2 and option 4. And that is because all of this, it's happening after option 0 happens. So it's happening after we have incremented the attack count. So that is why it doesn't really happen on the option 2 for the third attack animation. It happens on option 3, but that's okay. So if we give it a try now, you can see that it's perfect, and we can destroy an actor by detecting them. So in this video, we are going to be taking a look at hit reaction, because in the previous one we did hit detection. So we detected the enemies, we destroyed them, but it is without any hit reaction animations. So in part 3, we are going to be taking a look at how to do hit reactions, and it's going to be very simple. So yeah, let's just go and do that. So let us get started by opening our player character and remembering what we did last time. You can see we sphere trace, check for the character, and then we destroy them. Oh, we didn't actually set up health. That's okay though, no problem with that. So let's just remove the destroy actor and place it, let's just not connect it to anything. And right now we have hit detect. When we detect the enemy, we cast to the enemy, but we don't have anything to do. So I'm going to make it, since for the enemy we're using the same character blueprint as the player right now, so we cannot really make a function for that, because hit reaction requires you to play a montage. It has to be a custom event. So I'm just going to go to the event graph and then create a brand new custom event over here. And this custom event, I'm going to call it hit react. And if you want to be more organized, you can just do the hit detect thing as a custom event as well, instead of a function. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, hit react, we can just play montage. No, not this one. Just play montage without anim. Yeah, this one. And then the skeletal mesh, we are just going to get the mesh and put it over here. Montage to play, we're going to type random array item, or no, not a random array item. We're going to type select, and the index is going to be random integer in range. And we have a few options to select from. So how many animations do we have? Let's just go to the ARPG Warrior folder, or whatever animations you have, and search for hit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And those are all for the Unreal Engine 4 mannequins. So I'm just going to right click on all of them selected, duplicate and retarget animation, same as we did in the first 2 videos. And then UE4 Manny to UE5 Manny, and it's going to be in the game folder, so we can organize that later. There we go. So I'm just going to select all of those and create anim montage, and now we have 5 montages for those. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put all of them as options in the select node. So just search for hit 2 and add a pin, hit 3, add a pin, hit 4, add a pin, hit 5. And you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animations, but one is actually 0. So the minimum for the random integer is 0 and the maximum is 4. Although we have 5 animations, 0 counts as 1. So yeah, the maximum is going to be 4. And now what we're going to do next is we're going to go to hit detect. And when you detect the enemy, you cast to the character blueprint of the enemy character. And then you search for hit react. And then compile. Now we can actually give it a try and see how that turns out. You can see that it works really well. So yeah, that's perfect. Now we just need to turn off the debug type thing, set it to none. Like this, I did it off screen accidentally. And then go here, attack the enemy. And you can see that it plays a random hit reaction animation, which is perfect. Now with that created, what we're going to do is we're going to make a health system so that we can determine whether the character should react or die. So as a variable, we're just going to add a new one, and I'm going to call it health. Of course, you'd be more organized with the way you're making your game because this is just a preview project. So, you know, all of the variable names, they have to be different. Anyway, the health, the default is going to be 100. And then we're going to check. Oh, yeah. So you can either do this two ways. You can either check the health if it's 0 or not before you react. So instead of the hit reaction animation, it plays the death animation. But the way I like to do it is I like to do it after the hit reaction animation. So after we hit react the character, we're going to get health. So health, we're going to get, or no, we're just going to check if it's less than or equal to 0. And then we're going to branch. And I'm going to put this on completed and on interrupted and not really connected to this. So we're going to check if it's less than or equal to 0. And if it is, we can just destroy actor. And if you compile and give it a try. Oh, wait, we actually forgot to decrease the health. So, yeah, we're just going to, from this one. So it's not really like this one happens as soon as the animation montage begins playing. So with this one, we're gonna subtract and get the health. So the health is gonna be the health minus 50, for example, or let's just keep it 25 so that it takes less skills, more hits to kill them. And then grab the variable set health and connect it like this. So this is going to decrease 25 from the health and set it as the health. So we do that. And then we compile, hit play. And then, whoops, he dies the first time. Okay, there has to be a mess up somewhere. So we actually want a print string also. There we go. And connect this one over there so that we can see how much health the character has. Now, if we hit play, do that one more time, you can see that it detects the hit many more times and not really once. So that's what's broken with it. So the way we do this is we create a variable called getting hit. And this variable is going to be a Boolean. We check if we are getting hit. And if we are not, then we do this. And if we are, we don't do anything. So if we are not, we also want to set getting hit to be true. And to set it back to false, we can put it over here. So on completed or interrupted, getting hit is going to be set back to false. Or what you can do if you want it to be like, if you want to be able to damage the enemy again sooner, you can drag out of this one, make a delay, and then getting hit will be set to false. So I think that I'm fine with this though, because like the animations are fast enough. So if we hit play and try it one more time, you can see that you cannot really hit the character more than once while they are playing the animation. So what I would do with that is I would actually make the animation play faster because I feel like it's a bit too slow. So if you make the play rate 2 and then hit play, do it like this, you can see it's fast and you can like hit it again. Or you could just do the solution I talked about. So if we make it 1.5 and then we can just disconnect this, and as soon as the play montage happens, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, well, first of all, we're gonna decrease the health, and then we are gonna make a short delay of, let's just make it a retriggerable delay just in case, and this delay is gonna be 0.5 seconds. And after that, we set getting hit to be false. So if we give it a try and play, you can see it gets hit only once, but you can still like damage the enemy as soon as like 0.5 seconds pass. So that's perfect and everything, but the hit, like the destroy actor thing, is not really a good idea because you need to play a death animation. So that's what we are going to be focusing on in the next video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at how to do death animations, and that is because we already have a hit reaction system, but when the health runs out, the character will get destroyed and there won't be any animation playing. It will just disappear, which is a big problem for us. So we want to play a death animation. We want to keep the character dead on the ground for a while, but then we want to destroy them. I'm not going to be focusing on VFX or anything, just the death animation, and then the character just vanishes. And also, if you find this video useful, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and let us get started with the death animation tutorial. So we have the ARPG Warrior pack. You can use any animations that you want. I already said that I provide only free animations, but this is not free and it's very cheap, so check it out. It's not really like the best pack, but it's useful for learning stuff. So anyway, we're gonna search for death. And you can see that we have a few death animations. So we have this one, we have this one, we have that one. Oh, it's just two of them. Okay. So we have two animations, one that dies from the front and one that dies from the back. Though I'm not going to be setting up the system for whether the attacker is from behind or from the front. We're just going to play both of them randomly because, you know, that's too much. I know, I love you guys so much and I would like teach you anything, but right now for this basic series, this is fine. So we're going to retarget those same as we did in the first 3 videos, and you can see we have them. Then I'm going to make animation montages out of them, and now we can focus on doing the blueprints. So we have this hit react custom event. We can either continue here, or we can create a separate custom event for dying. So we're just going to add custom event, and I'm just going to call it death. You can call it whatever you want. You're probably going to be more organized. I'm going to copy the play montage, and then montage to play. We're going to do the same thing. So it's a select node. And the index is going to be random integer in range. The range is going to be 0 and 1 since we only have 2 animations. For 0, we're going to play the first death animation. Oops, I messed up. Death 1 is for 0, death 2 is for 1. And that's fine and everything, but if we actually place it, it's going to die more than once. So for example, let's remove destroy actor. And then if that's true, we're going to death. So if it's less than or equal to 0, the health, we're going to death. And that's good and all, but if you actually go there and give it a try, 3, 4, you can see it's a big problem. So first thing we want to do is we want to, like the animation will end and it will get back up. So what we're going to do is we're going to loop the part where they're on the ground. So after the character hits the ground and dies like this, we want to place a copy of it here. So we're just going to make the window smaller, and then we're going to drag in the animation again. And now we have 2 versions of the animation. In order to make it loop, we want to make another montage section. So you're just going to place it right where the first version ends. You're going to right click over here, new montage section, and I'm going to call it loop. And this loop part, you just hit there and you click on loop, and now this section is going to be what's looping after this section ends. So now the start time, let's just make it 0.95 and then hit play. You will see that the character will forever be there. It will loop forever. So now let's do the second animation, which is death 2. We're just gonna make it smaller, drag in another one, and then over here, let's just make the new section first. Add new montage section, call it loop. There we go. And the end time, copy it, paste it as the start time. And also montage sections, loop is going to be loop. There we go. And now it will stay dead. So if we give it a try, it will also have a small problem, which is that if the character dies and then you attack them again, they will also like keep dying. Like they will get up and die again, which is a big problem. You only want to do this once. So now when the enemy dies and then you hit them again, they will stand up. The way to fix that is to just go and create another variable and call it dead. And when we die, we're going to set that to be true. But before that, we also want to check if death is false, dead is false. So get dead branch and check if it's false. What you can do is you can actually get this one also and check it inside of here so that it's a little bit cleaner. So if that is false, we're also going to get this one and just connect this like this. Paste it here. So if the health is less than or equal to 0, if that is true, then we're going to check if we are already dead. And if that is false, we're going to set that to be true. And then we're going to play the death animation. And after it's completed, we're going to delay. And the delay is going to be like 5 seconds. Then we're going to destroy actor. So now if you compile, hit play, and go kill the enemy, you can see that we have it. We still have the problem. So our main problem is that when the character dies, they won't really play this again, they won't die again. But the problem is that when they can still hit react, which will cause them to stand up. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the branch for if we are dead. We're going to paste our dead branch over here. We're going to drag out of here and we're going to drag this away and then place it over here. And we check this before we check if we are getting hit, because if you do them together, it's still going to be troublesome. So if you use AND boolean with getting hit, you know, usually when the result is supposed to be false, it will still cause problems. So this is what you want to do. And then hit compile, and you can actually like organize these. So like comment, hit react, and then this one we're gonna comment death. And this death function or custom event, you can actually use it for many things, not really just hit reactions. So also we want to remove the print string, which is like, it's not really necessary. So if you hit X and play, kill the character, you cannot really kill them again, which is great. And they will stay dead there forever. However, we want to destroy the actor, as we said before. Go back to the blueprint, check the death thing. You can see uncompleted destroy actor. It didn't happen. So we also wanna let's just put it on the right when the play montage happens. We're gonna delay for a bit and then we're gonna destroy the actor. Or I don't get why uncompleted didn't happen, so I'm just going to connect it with uninterrupted again and see what, since the thing loops, it's not really going to be completed ever or interrupted. So what you want to do is you want to make a delay out of when it, as soon as it happens. So the delay is going to be 5 seconds, and the play rate, I just want to keep it 1. Actually, let's make the delay 7.5 seconds and then destroy actor. So, you know, now it doesn't get stuck in the loop forever. It's going to be destroying the character 7.5 seconds after they die. So here's 4 attacks, and then the character dies. And then we wait 7 seconds. And they get destroyed, which is perfect. So I think that wraps it up. And we actually have the melee combat system for the player character done. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to be adding a weapon in the next video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at how to add a weapon for the character, and this weapon we're going to hit detect along the blade of it. So it's going to be like a proper weapon hit detection thing for, you know, detecting for if the character hits the blade or not. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Anyway, let us get started with opengamer.org. This is the sword that I'm going to be using. There's lots of sword meshes over here, so just find one that you want to use and use it. I'm just going to use this one. It's also public domain, so I'm going to put it in the project files when I upload them to Patreon. So we have this sword, and I just want to import it into Unreal Engine. So I'm going to dock the layout. I'm going to make a new folder in the content folder, and let's just drag all of those. We don't need them anymore. Let's just put them in the RPG Warrior folder. Anyway, new folder. I'm going to call it sword. And then I just want to drag in the low poly sword into it, import, and also put in the texture. Now open the material. Or, you know, we don't even need this, so let's just first delete the material and then create one out of the texture. So right click, create material, and then this one, we have it. Let's just make it more metallic. So we want to place a constant metallic. I'm going to make it 0.7, and also roughness. I'm going to make it 0.2. And it should be fine. It doesn't really matter too much. If you're making a game, you're gonna have a better sword. But open the mesh thing and put in the material. Now this is looking proper. It's a great sword. It's low poly and everything, but it's useful. It looks like a sword, so that's all we care about. Anyway, we want to determine where the blade starts and where the blade ends on this mesh. So we want to go to the socket manager and then add a socket. I'm going to call this blade start, or just start. Let's just keep it simple. And we want to place it right where the blade starts. And then we're going to make another socket, call it end, and place it where the blade thing ends. Now we are going to go back to the character, and we want to go to the hit detect. Actually, no, before that, we want to go and place the mesh in here. So mesh, we're going to add static mesh, which is going to be the sword. So I'm just going to call it weapon. And the static mesh, search for sword. You can see it over here. I'm just going to scale it down, rotate it, and place it near the character's hand. So all of this, you know, you're gonna have better adjustments if you have your own animations, which, you know, an animation, for example, of a character holding a sword, you need to place it properly. But for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make the parent socket the hand R. Then I'm gonna reset the rotation and also the location. And the scale, let's just make it 0.25 for all of them. We can do that. Okay, we can do that. We just have to scale it like this. So yeah, you know what? This is fine. Just make sure it looks like it's in the character's hand. That's all that matters for now. There we go. In my own game, I have this set up very properly. But, you know, for now, you know, this stuff, it's all trivial. We just care about the code. So now we have the blade or sword over here. I just want to rotate it a little bit. Yeah, like this is fine. So now we want to make sure that it detects the hits. So let me just show you an example. If you make the debug type for duration, right now it's only detecting the character's hand. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the mesh of the sword, so get the weapon and connect it in here. Or you know what, let's just ignore all of this for now and disconnect it. We're gonna start over with it. So weapon, get socket location, and the socket name is gonna be start, and we're also gonna get the socket location of the end. The start is gonna be here, the end is gonna be here. The radius, let's just change it to 25 since the sword isn't that thick. And it should be fine. So let's give it a play. You can see it checks the hits when the weapon, like it just follows the blade of the weapon and not really the character's hand. There are a few problems with it though. So first thing, you can see that it actually pushed the other character, and that is because of the collision of the weapon mesh. So you want to select it, go to the details panel and search for collision, and we're going to put in no collision, and also yeah, that's just it. Compile, that's perfect. Now what the second problem is that the animation has one of them hit with the left hand, which is supposed to detect the hits from the left hand, and that's really troublesome. So what we should do now is we need to check the amount of attacks, same as we did here, and if that's true, then we're gonna get the socket location of the hand R instead. Sorry, the hand left hand. So all of those, we don't need anything in them, we just care about option 3. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be disconnecting both of those. And I know this is very specific, you really don't need to do this, especially if you are working with a different pack or something. But yeah, I'm just fine with it because, you know, I want it to be perfect, a little perfect series. So you can see that attack count is the index, and then we have 4 options. Only option 3 is supposed to check the socket location of the left hand. So I'm just going to copy this. So get the character mesh, get socket location, hand left, connect it to option 3. And for the other options, you want to connect them all to the weapon start. So like this. And for the end, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to copy all of this, paste it here. I know it's very, very troublesome and it makes it look a little bit ugly, but yeah, personally, like if I was making the animation, I wouldn't put in that kind of animation where they hit with the left hand, but in case you do, this is how to fix it. Also the radius, I want to decrease it even more to something like 20 is fine. Now if we hit compile and go and play, you can see when they attack with their left hand, it's perfect. So now I want to turn off the debug type thing. And I want to check one more thing, which is the character's attacking animation. So where is it? Input action attack. I feel like this delay is a little bit too long, so I'm going to make it 2 seconds instead. And I also want to connect uncompleted to turn off attacking as well. so that if it completes, there won't be any like trouble with turning this back on. So if we go and hit play, let's see if that's better. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit better. It won't delay so much after finishing the combo. So now if we go there, keep hitting this character, they will die and they will get destroyed. And we have our weapon ready, which is perfect. So in this video, we are going to be taking a look at how to make the enemy walk to the player and attack the player using the same attack function that we made. Also, the enemy is going to be very basic, and it's going to be like based on arcade beat 'em ups. So all it does is walk to the player and attack them. And yeah, this is going to be like the final part of the series. So anyway, let us get started by going to the blueprints folder and making an enemy character blueprint. So I'm going to use the same one that we have been using since we started, but I'm going to make a child blueprint class, and that is because I want to be able to change the character's color. So just name it PP enemy character. So a child actor is going to inherit everything that the parent has, like not everything, but all the functions and everything. You're going to be able to just get all of that. So the enemy character, we're going to open it and we're going to select the mesh. Now you have over here materials. We have MI Quinn and MI Quinn 2. So I'm just going to open both of them and duplicate them. So we have 3 and 2 without a 0. Why is that? Anyway, just open them, go to tint and make it red. And same thing for the other materials. So open it, tint, and make it red, or any color that you want for the enemies. You know, in my book, enemies have to be red. Anyway, we're gonna put in Quinn 3 instead of Quinn 1, I think. No, I think it has to be this one. Yeah, there we go. And Quinn 2, yeah, there we go. Now it's looking dangerous. And this could work like with also changing the entire mesh, for example. You could do the same method by making it a child, then going into the blueprint and going to mesh and changing the skeletal mesh. But I don't want to do that now because I don't have a mesh ready. But it's very easy stuff, you know, you're gonna figure it out on your own, that part of stuff. I just wanted to keep this series very simple, but if we do the RPG series on Patreon, then yeah, it's gonna cover all of that stuff. Now that we have created the enemy, we want to make it follow us and attack us. So that's like at least what the bare minimum we need to do. So first of all, I'm going to create a brand new folder. I'm going to call it AI, just to avoid losing our AI stuff between that stuff. And then I'm going to right click, create a new blueprint, and it's going to be, actually no, go to artificial intelligence, go to behavior tree, and I like to call it BT enemy. And also for the behavior tree, we need to create one more thing, which is called a blackboard. So call it BB enemy. Now open the behavior tree, and first thing we need to do is set the blackboard to be the one that we've just created. So if you open this one, you can see blackboard asset. They've already set it up automatically. I don't know how, but they usually do that. I'm not going to be like explaining the depths of the behavior trees, but I just want to keep it simple and teach you guys how to just make an arcadey enemy. So out of the root, you want to drag out type sequence, and then this sequence, we're going to have 2 tasks. So actually, no, it might be more than 2. We'll see. Just drag out, go to tasks, and just search for move to. Yeah, there we go. And we also want to make another task, which is for attacking. So just just press on this new task button and it's going to automatically create one. I call it PT task attack. And there we have it. So first thing of all is that behavior tree tasks, all of them have to start with event, receive, execute AI. And this one, from it, you can get a reference to the parent or whatever pawn or character this blueprint is referring to, or whoever the parent is, whoever is possessed. So from the controlled pawn, you want to cast to enemy character. You want to start attacking the player character or whoever character you're targeting, but the way we have attacking set up right now is not really like a function or custom event, so we need to go ahead and fix that. Over here we have input action attack, and it does all of the attacking stuff, and it's not going to work if we turn this into a function, and that is because we have delays and play montage. These don't work with functions, so I just want to right click and make it a custom event. So add custom event, I'm going to call it attack, and just connect it like this. And actually you can just disconnect this, and when you press the attack button, just do the custom event. Yeah, that's just better. So if you go now back to the task and search for attack, you can see that the custom event happens, and after that you want to search for finish execute and make it a success. So now it will move to a location and then it will attack. But right now we're not telling it where to move to, so we need to fix that. So first we're going to create another new task, and I'm going to call it get target location. And this target location task is where we're going to get where the character is or who the character is that we want to target. So start it again with event receive execute AI, and then you want to search for, actually no, let's just search for get player character, and this is the character that we want to target. So the way we do this is we promote this character into a variable, and it doesn't matter, like the way we're doing it is very basic. So we only have this one player, and he's the only player in the game, and the enemy will just like know where they are automatically without seeing them. You know, this is how arcadey stuff work, and this is how we're doing it today. I'm probably going to cover more advanced behavior tree stuff later, but for now this is okay. I just don't want to leave you guys hanging without any enemies by the end of this series. So anyway, go to your blackboard and we're going to create an actor. So it's going to be an object, and this object is going to be called player. And the key type, you can go here and change it to actor. So it's this arrow, click it, and base class should be actor. And then go back to your task, which is get target location. And we're also going to promote this to a variable. And this variable is going to be called player also. And we're going to change the variable type to also actor. And it's still going to work, actually. You can see it still works. So now, after you did that, we're going to, no, wait. So we're going to set it to be this, also this value. So this value. So we are going to create a brand new node, which is called set blackboard value as object. And this value is going to be this one. Actually, we don't need this variable. Never mind that. You can just connect it like this, and the key, you can promote it to a variable and call it player. And this is the one that we need actually, and you can make it editable. So now it will set this character to be the player on the blackboard, which is exactly what we need. So next we're just going to finish execute. and make it a success. Now, all that is perfect, but we still haven't told it when we move to, where to move to. So if you select the move to node and go to Blackboard key, just select player, and now it will automatically move to the player. Also, for this one, we didn't add in the task to add target location, so just search for that and put it before the move to. And I think we should be fine, but we didn't actually activate this behavior tree on the enemy character blueprint. So first thing we need to do that is we need to create a brand new blueprint AI. So just create another new blueprint, and in all classes, just search for AI. And yeah, this is the one that I'm talking about, AI controller. So go for Detour Crowd AI controller, select, and I'm going to call this one BP enemy AI. Now this one is going to be what possesses the player, and we're going to run the behavior tree through this. So just type in run behavior tree, and the behavior tree asset is going to be this one. So at the begin play, run behavior tree, and BT asset is the BT enemy. Now we want to go to the enemy character blueprint, open it, and we have in the details panel, search for AI, and auto possess AI controller class. This is the one that we need to input, so BP enemy AI, compile, and press play, and you will notice that it's not going to work, and that is because we don't have a nav mesh bounds. So we're going to add another actor, all classes, and search for nav mesh bounds volume, and make this larger. You can press the B button to preview how far, like where the enemy can walk, and without this one, you know, if it's not in range, then the enemy cannot walk around in it. And I know so many steps to having an enemy AI that can walk around and stuff, but yeah, that's just how life works, so there's nothing we can do about it. You can see that it doesn't do anything and it doesn't attack, so we're gonna look at the behavior tree while our game is running. So open the behavior tree, go to debug, do this. You can see that it doesn't work, and that is because we have the player here on the Blackboard key set as the self actor. So we need to go here, go and change it to player, and I really hope it works now. Yeah, it does. You can see the enemy walks towards us and attacks us, which is perfect. And they don't even like walk to our last location, they walk to wherever we are. So it's pretty scary, honestly, to be honest. And you can see the camera is being messed up because of the collision, but you can see that the enemy can now kill the player, and oh my god, we can jump. But if you want to like disable jump, for example, you can go to the third person blueprint and disable jump if you are not, like if you are dead. So we do have this dead check, so just copy and paste it. And if it's false, then you can jump. So now, if you hit play, you can see that it is perfect. The enemy can attack us, and we can attack the enemy. And oh, we can even walk around when we are dead. So let's actually just copy this one. You know, this is not the perfect solution, but for now it's okay. I don't care too much. There in enhanced input action AI move, if only if dead is false. Yeah, that's perfect. Jump also. Now you can see these are enhanced input action and not really the same as the ones that we made. I'm probably gonna make a separate video, or a separate series of videos to cover that. Anyway, let's go to the camera boom and quickly disable the do collision test. And now if we go to the game and touch the camera to the character, you can see that it doesn't collide with the enemy anymore, which is exactly what we need because that was really annoying. Oh, okay, you can see the enemy can still attack us while they are dead. We can just go to the third person character event graph and on the attack custom event, just paste the dead branch, check if it's false, and if it is false, then they can attack. And I'm pretty sure that won't happen again, so yeah, that should fix it. I want to try interrupting me getting attacked, so I just want to have that interrupted to see what, like, you can see something breaks. I think it might just be this value being way too long. Where is it? So I'm gonna make it like 1 second to see how that is. Yeah, I think it was just this delay value. You want to mess with it, you know, when you're interrupted. This is how long it takes before you can attack again. So this is just that. So I think you can already make a small fighting game with this, like a beat 'em up. So you can just copy as many enemies as you want and adjust the health values and stuff. You can even add some like stats and stuff. All of that, you know, it's not basic anymore if I teach that, so that will break the premise of the series. But you can see we have multiple enemies coexisting, and they like, oh, they can hurt each other. That's not a good idea. So we're going to be able to determine whether this one and this one are the same type of character. So right click on the blueprints folder, go to blueprints, make an enumeration, and I call this one enum character type. And we have two character types, which are player and enemy. Now go to the third person character, create a new variable, call it character type, and this one just type enum character type and get that same blueprint or enum that we made and make this one editable. So now go to the enemy character and then search for character type and change it to enemy and compile. Now go back to the third person character, and when we hit detect, we want to not detect someone who's the same character type as us. So get character type and get this one also from the character that's actually attacking, and then search for not equal enum. So if the character type is not equal to the same character type of the character that's attacking, then that's not going to happen. So, or if it is not equal, then it's going to happen. So you can hit react if it's not the same character type. I don't even need to test this. I'm pretty sure it works. So if we go here, let them attack, you can see they won't hit react out of anyone else's attacks. But we've already died, so that's awful. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and this entire series and that it was useful. I really hope also that it was like a nice introduction to how to make combat in Blueprints. I know that it's very, very basic, but I'm okay with that. You know, that was the goal of this series, to just make a basic combat system for those who are like starting or want to start making combat-based games. You know, it's not supposed to be this huge thing. It's just supposed to introduce you to how you want to start coding your own battle system, but not really definitively how to do it. So you're gonna like, it's just a starter thing. Anyway, I really enjoyed doing it and I hope that it was useful. If you guys enjoyed the series, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Also, the full project files are going to be on Patreon except for the animations, so please check those out. And I'll see you guys in the next video or in the next series. So take care, have a great day, and bye.